do it, guys. Hello, welcome everyone to the CITIUS MAG preview show.
Let's go.
With Hoka. We're out here at Happy Camper in Old Town. Do not get it mixed up with the other Happy Camper in Wrigleyville. We are going to be here posted up all weekend long, giving you coverage. We got the interviews, the preview, a watch along tomorrow for the actual marathon on Sunday, October 12th. We're here. We're covering the Chicago Marathon. You both have never been to Chicago.
First timers.
First timers club. Okay, I live in Chicago. Very different. Initial vibes of Chicago.
Paul, you can be my guest. Take it away.
I'm really liking Chicago so far.
Yeah?
I'm a really big fan of like big buildings.
Oh.
They fascinate me because there aren't any in Florida.
Welcome.
So I know, like driving in we flew into Midway. So driving in on Thursday night was awesome. I haven't gone to like the base of the Willis Tower yet. That's on the Sears Tower.
Okay.
That's on the itinerary for today. But yeah, we got deep dish last night.
Where'd you go?
Geno's East.
Oh, you didn't ask me, Paul.
Well, Chris,
I wouldn't have sent you there.
Chris gave us two recommendations.
Oh, okay.
And they were both either far away or all reserved. So
What were the recommendations? I've heard a lot about the only name I know is Lou Malnati's.
Yes.
For deep dish.
Yep.
And that's it.
So the one Chris gave us was, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but it's like Pequods.
It's Pequods.
Pequods.
And that's where I would have sent you.
Okay. That's
That's
where Chris
Pequods.
told us
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
But
It's a little out. I think it's more out of the city.
Yeah.
You would have had to Uber.
I didn't know how long we were going to be waiting for that, but
No,
it was
that's
still
fair.
good.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm big fan of Chicago.
You're
so
a big
far.
fan.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. You're going to go to the Willis Tower today.
Yeah.
Are you going to do this? There's like a sky deck?
No, that's too expensive.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what the sky deck is?
No, but just from the name alone, I got something in my head.
Yeah. It's like a Tower of Terror situation. No, but it's like a glass platform, and you can go out and
yes, I've
be
seen that.
high up. It's scary. No, I get it. It's expensive.
It sounds fun, but I'm
Yeah.
just going to stand at the bottom of it and look up.
And just look up.
You're like,
Yeah.
man, that's a big building.
It's a big
I
building.
like that.
This guy loves buildings.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
No, Chicago's been great. Got in yesterday. We had a jam-packed day. Came here, did a quick photo shoot. Ran over, did the Alley on the Run show.
Yep.
Quite an experience. And
Wait,
then
we're talking. Okay, you're just gonna gloss over that. The star of Alley on the Run show, the interviewee.
yeah, so there's Allie, and then there was me. So yeah, I had quite the time.
Yeah, how'd it go?
I thought it
overall?
went really well.
Yeah.
I've done like live talks, but this was, I guess, my first real live show.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect. It was so fun.
Sold out
Show, great time, and then right from there we went to a fantastic dinner.
Yep.
And now we're here. So honestly, I have no complaints so far in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's been super fun. The energy here is great. Like anytime you go to these marathon weekends, everybody around, it's like they're all getting ready. There's energy. The vibes are high, and you can really feel it. And tomorrow, I'm really excited for tomorrow because we're going to be watching it outside. The course will come right by us.
Yeah.
So if you want to come out to the Old Town Happy Camper, watch it with us. Get these sweet T-shirts. First 100 people, I think, get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
First 30 people get first runners. Okay,
Runners.
yeah, that's
We gotta make
actually a big
Make that distinction. Yeah.
Big distinction.
Big distinction.
Runners get the mugs.
Yeah, Paul showed off.
Okay, and just the
Nice.
regular muggles can get
you put your time
T-shirts,
on
I
there.
believe.
Yes.
But you have to be a wizard to get the mug. So
Great Harry Potter reference.
Thank you.
God, there's a Harry Potter shop down the street.
I
Mac
saw
and I
that.
saw. Did you see it?
I did see it. I was thinking, I'm like, we gotta. I know there's like the Willis Tower and stuff, but if I could find some time to mosey into the Harry Potter, that'd be great. So yeah, I'm really excited to watch it from the street.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fun. Chicago's bringing the heat so far.
Yeah, bringing the heat. We will be out on the patio, so that's going to be something exciting. We're here by the actual camper inside, for anyone familiar. But we're going to be actually out there, like as close to the blue line as we can get. That's the iconic blue line, if you guys know that. I was telling this to Mac the other day. I think that might be just a Chicago thing. We do like a blue line on the course, and it's like the tangent of the whole race. Like you want to run the blue line, and it like stays all year long. You can see it in the winter. It's kind of like
that's really cool.
It's our iconic trademark.
More races should. I guess that takes away.
It's less thinking.
It's less thinking because I mean, you have runners like who like Jared Ward, who is known as like the smart marathon runner.
Yeah.
And he would always run the best race would probably be finding these tangents. Now the blue line kind of takes away from a little bit of the thought process, but that is really cool. I like that aspect, and it's cool that it's there year round, not just for the marathon. Is that why everything is blue? Is that why the pizza boxes are blue? Is that? I
think that's
it's
just
Hoka. But
nice.
On brand. It's a happy accident.
It's a good coincidence.
Chicago flag, we're blue and red.
Okay, so there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of blue.
Yeah, I mean, blue is a very popular color.
It is.
Most. As far as colors go, blue is a heavy hitter.
No, it's big, and then we got the lake. There's a lot of blue stuff.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the sky.
No, back off.
Blue. Blue doesn't need any more PR, but here we are talking about it.
No, it doesn't. Okay, and you mentioned that blue sky. We're going to go into the weather and what that looks like.
Segue, Karen, you're a pro.
What can I say? Zoom. Good segue. All right, your turn, Paul.
So
you were at the press conference.
So this is from the press conference yesterday.
Yeah.
The official weather report from Jay Holder. 54 degrees at the start at 7:30 tomorrow. About 58 by the time the pro fields should be finishing up. 89% relative humidity at the start, he said. But no wind to speak of. So really, I feel like the humidity is kind of the only issue. As of right now, according to Apple Weather, still 53 at the start. About 60, 59 by the time they're going to be finishing up. So,
okay. The other note that when I was looking it up is partly cloudy, which I think is key because towards the last half of this marathon, it becomes unshaded. You're out of Lincoln Park. You don't have the trees. It's like wide open. And I think for me, in my experience as a 4-time survivor of this course, it just gets so hot. I mean, it's like baking down. And I think the fact that it's partly cloudy, I like that for like some of these big hitters like world records and American record attempts that we're hoping for out there. But I do want to make a distinction here, Paul. And if you listen to the Getting Chick podcast and you've seen Rachel's receipts, you'll know there's something about the humidity and the dew point. She did like a whole excerpt on this.
I don't know what dew point is.
Do you know? I didn't either.
Yeah, I think I was getting versed on the dew point. I think by Aisha in Tokyo.
Okay.
What did you call it? The wet
bulb.
The wet bulb.
But I believe there's a lot of overlap between the wet bulb and the dew point.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'll let you take it away. I'll let you take it away as far as dew points go.
I'm not going to explain it as well as Aisha because mine is like, don't ask any questions. I just have the facts. Humidity, you said 89%. That's like the moisture in the air. The dew point, which is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, is the temperature at which the air is saturated, which is the better indication of how it's going to feel as opposed to the humidity. Meaning you want a lower dew point as opposed to like a lower humidity if you had to pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's going to bode well. I'm not saying it's like super ideal conditions, obviously.
You're saying there's a low dew point tomorrow.
A lower, yes.
Lower, okay.
Yes, that's faring well.
So even though the humidity might be high, it might not feel as humid as the numbers are saying.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. He got it.
Great job.
That was great.
Thank you. Yeah.
We do have some wins though, and as we know, what's this city called?
Chicago.
Yeah. Very, very good. Very good comedic timing. He's not wrong on that. Yeah, he's not wrong.
You're so great. You love those tall buildings, Paul.
Karen's looking for the Windy City, and he's like, Chicago. He's like, are you serious? Chicago, obviously, we've talked about it nonstop.
It's the Windy
so
City.
it's going to be windy.
I'm clocking around 10 miles per hour.
So
at,
nothing,
like,
okay.
nothing
Jay Holder
crazy.
said 4 miles per hour.
Did he say 4? Okay. Maybe I've seen a range. I've seen like average maybe around 9. And so like I've seen up to 15, but that was a few days ago. It's around maybe say 10 at, let's be pessimistic here. It's going to be wide open with those skyscrapers with like a wind tunnel. I would say that's what happens when I've run. Like when I've run the finish and the start, you're in those skyscrapers that you like. The wind can get a little trapped. So that's like my one fear. The open spaces, to me, it's like these runners are used to wind. They're at altitude, they're at heat, they're at wind. I don't foresee that. Like this isn't 10 miles per hour isn't enough to, I don't think, stop anything big from happening.
So, all in all, the weather's not too, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit, it sounds
warm.
like it's a little warm.
Yeah.
Little humid. Dew point you wouldn't hate to see a lower dew point.
You wouldn't hate it.
You wouldn't hate it.
No.
But all in all, it's not, it's not so bad. And these are all very experienced athletes for the most part who have run very well in tougher conditions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, Berlin was what, like 70, and Sebastian Sawe ran like 203. So these guys can handle like high 50s.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and it's like this is something they've been preparing for. This is just part of it. It's you can't be expecting perfect conditions every time, and you prepare for the worst and hope, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But
and we're gonna obviously eventually launch into the elite preview, but there's gonna be a lot of people in that chase pack. I think you can block the wind if it gets a little nasty out there. You're gonna be able to tuck in. You won't be able to hide from the sun, but I think we got some world record, American record attempts that might go down. We're gonna go launch into a course preview here. I'm gonna give you guys a little play-by-play as the expert. We start here in Grant Park on the north side, which is near the Loop. If you're familiar, you go down LaSalle Street. Columbus Drive in Monroe is exactly where you're going to start. That's where those skyscrapers are. Okay, the noise of the crowd, I mean, it's just bustling. It's electric. Your GPS likely won't work, so just know that. You're going to pass iconic landmarks like the Chicago Theater around mile 2-3. Then you're headed north. You're going through Old Town, Lincoln Park. Once you get out of the Loop, it really opens up with like tree lined. You're going to get some shade, and then you turn around right to come down past Boys Town, my favorite part of the course. You get halfway, and this stretch is like a great spot, I think, to check in on like pace. And now you're going to head west to Greektown, Little Italy. That's past the halfway mark. It's the loudest part of the course. You're going through Southwest neighborhoods that are just full of character. You've got Pilsen, you've got the murals, iconic Arch of Chinatown. Now you're going to head south towards Bronzeville and South Michigan. That's when you like turn north right at 23, and you're going to head straight past Guaranteed Rate. You're going to go towards the skyline, make your way home, and then you finish down Columbus Road up Mount Roosevelt, which is the little hill at the end. It's only 300 meters, fear not. I thought it was 800 because it scarred me. We debunked that. It's only 300.
Nice job, Karen.
So,
you nailed that.
I tried.
Karen, as a 4-time Chicago veteran,
yes,
what's your favorite part of the course?
Okay, so I've only lived in the north neighborhoods. So that's going to be like Old Town, Lincoln Park, Lakeview. That's my favorite part because it's so easy to spectate. You go up and down basically like a block apart. So for me, it's like that's where a lot of my friends are. That's where a lot of my family goes. You can like between, I think it's mile 4 and 12, it's like one block apart. And you can just go to one side, go to the other. You can see multiple people. Boys Town is like at the tip top near Addison where you turn to come south again, like mile 8. They have a drag show. They come out on the stage. It's like, it's big up there. It's a lot of fun. The energy's hype. I would say the first half is kind of like my full favorite. That's what I would say.
What are the hard, I mean, this is a fast course, right? People are,
Very
this
fast.
is a world record setting course. People are here to run fast, but what are the tough parts? What are the areas that, if you were giving advice to somebody to really mentally prepare for.
Yeah. Okay. What I love about this is it's the hype, like it's everything you want for a fast course. Like it starts electric. And if you're like a seasoned marathon out there, you know you're not going to get swept up in that. This isn't your first rodeo. It cannot bode well for people whose like first marathon this is, even some of the pros making their debut. It is so easy, especially if your GPS watch isn't working in the loop, to just like not know your pace, not know where you're at, and just get swept up. I think the hardest part of the course is 22 to 25, like kind of where it's already going to be hard mentally. You're going past the Dan Ryan Expressway and like the crowd's thin out. And it's like you're kind of alone with your thoughts. If it's sunny, it's so hot. It's later in the day. The UV's like rising. And then I think it's kind of like paired well though, like with an immediate turn towards the skyline at 23. And then it's like literally you make eyes with that Willis Tower and you just send your way home.
That'd be all the motivation.
That'd be all you need.
While we're on the course, there's some fun facts in the media guide they sent me.
Ooh.
And so it's like about what is at the aid stations. So we're going to play a fun game where you guys guess how many gallons of water do you guys think are at across the aid stations in the Chicago for 55,000 runners.
For 55,000 runners
And
across all of the aid
There's
stations.
20
yes.
of them, I believe. There's 20 aid stations. Wait, water
How many
and
gallons?
Gatorade?
This is just water.
Oh, just water.
Gatorade
Okay.
is a different statistic.
Let's see. I'm like
I don't know. Gallons? Okay,
Yeah.
can you give us a multiple choice?
7,000 gallons.
Give us like a multiple choice
I
so
don't
we're
know.
not fools.
Okay, so we'll say 7,000. We'll say 50,000.
Okay.
75,000.
So I need to go way back.
And
Okay. Okay. So
we'll go
60,000.
we'll go over under 80,000 gallons of water.
Under.
Over.
Over 110,000 gallons of water.
Jeez.
Wow.
Over under 45,000 gallons of Gatorade endurance formula.
Well, now I'm
Oh my
going to say over.
God.
Over.
Under 41,000 gallons. Over under 2 million cups.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't trust my gut anymore.
Cups a gallon. Like you're really testing
Over.
my. Yeah. Under.
2.4 million.
I need
Good
that
work,
so
Eric.
bad.
You needed that one. You needed that one.
2.4 million cups.
Over under 100,000 gels.
Gels.
Yeah.
Like more. Like
I
Morton
think-
out
yeah.
there.
I think
Oh
over.
well, how many people are there? 50,000. Over. It's got to be over.
Over.
More than 2.
Over
Yeah.
100,800.
Oh,
Wow.
I was getting a little
okay.
tricky on
I
that
said
one.
way over, so that was.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally, bananas. Over under 11,000.
Over.
Over.
12,000.
Jeez, you got us.
It's a lot of bananas.
It's a lot of bananas.
I do want to call out there will be Morton fuel stations at 12, 15, and 18 for anyone running. Just like no, those
12,
are your
15, and 18.
Yes.
They start you late. Yeah.
yeah. It's late.
And and they're only doing it 12, 13, 18. There's like 100,000 of them. So there's
That's like a lot.
There's 30.
30,000 gels at 3 stations.
That's good math.
Yeah.
That's good math. Wow.
The 55,000th runner is going to be
Yeah.
completely screwed.
They're like, where's all the
Right.
gels? Some greedy bastard took 100 gels at each station.
God.
Like there should be a couple thousand left.
It is quite a bit.
That's quite a. It shows you the production level it takes to
Yeah.
pull off a marathon. The amount of work that goes into these races. It really is pretty mind blowing. And who's ever. The city of Chicago has their hands full cleaning up 2.4 million cups tomorrow.
It is a lot. I, as a high schooler, came out and volunteered when I was like 14. And a lot of those, I think, schools and big productions, they volunteer right at the beginning during like in the loop during those city stretches. And it was like my first experience ever seeing that and just the production of it. It really is outrageous just how the city kind of all comes out and shuts down for that. I do want to say some of the best spectator zones are going to be Boys Town, Mile 8, Greektown 14, Pilsen 19, and then Chinatown 21. I think those are where we're going to see all that energy. And
the Happy Camper in
Oh,
Old
and
Town.
absolutely Happy Camper. That's if you want to kind of chase around and see your runner, but you're going to end up at Happy Camper afterwards once you catch them.
What mile marker are we at? Are we at around 8? I think it's.
Let's check the little map.
Let's check the map.
We are right on Wells Street, and we're going to be coming down this way. We're going to be at a Morton fuel station.
No way.
Gel up.
We're going to gel on up. No, we're going to be kind of right between 11 and 13. So
Okay.
it's like right when they're coming down. You know, they've gone to the drag show. They're coming back down, and they're launching out west now past the halfway.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where we're gonna be posted
Find
at.
us at the halfway mark.
Yes.
We'll be here, fueled up, ready to go.
Right.
Firing off.
Beer, pizza. We're gonna we don't have deep dish here, but we've got some favorites. This is
7:30 a.m. when the gun goes off. We'll be a few
Pizza in
pizzas
hand.
deep, beers flowing, ready to talk. It's gonna be a blast.
few pizzas deep. Okay, Paul, you were at the press conference though.
Yes.
I want to know general vibes. I want to know anything that stood out to you. I mean, you were there with the elites, and you got to see the inside scoop.
Yeah, I mean, the general vibes is, I feel like it's kind of a joke that I feel like I've heard Chris make about like marathon press conferences, is just everyone is like, I'm in the best shape of my life. This is the best build I've ever had. So it's a matter of like, whose
Yeah.
word do you trust the most?
Sure.
But I mean, John Courier, very clear he's going for sub 201.
Trustworthy.
You know, Jacob Kiplimo is, you can assume he's going to be chasing with John Courier.
Yeah.
Connor Mance and Rory Linkletter have been very vocal about their battle for the Canadian and American records are 2 seconds apart. So basically, assuming they can both get under those, which is their goal, whoever wins between them is going to have the North American record.
I love how Rory Linkletter has just been like, look, I'm sick of the American record talk. We gotta. He's just trying to change it and doing a good job to North American record.
And
yeah.
one more thing I will say about Rory is yesterday he was wearing Canadian tuxedo, full denim, with the most luxurious mullet anyone's ever
It
seen.
was a good look. I saw
So
the
great.
pictures. Fantastic.
He's
Yeah.
winning the style. I mean, he's kind of killing Connor in that field.
Right.
No offense to Connor, but I mean, yeah. So the men's it's record chases, and then
Yeah.
the women's is just, you know, we'll get into a little bit, but
Yeah.
obviously a 3-time champion isn't here, so it's
Right.
wide open.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So women's, just kind of overall elite field here. It's looking wide open. Like
Yeah, I think the Chicago race organizers didn't expect Ruth Chepin-Gedich to get popped for
You
drugs.
hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
No.
So, because you look at here and you go, they're missing like a few big names, and then
Yeah.
you go, well, yeah, the world record holder, someone who really we're excited to see, tested positive, and that's why everything is wide open. But this is one of those races where, I mean, it is yes, Alemu is comes in with the fastest
Right.
time,
Right.
favorite on paper, but. It's open. It's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say quickly, for the purposes of this graphic, Irene Cheptai has scratched.
yeah,
So she's not in the race, but there's a lot of really good women. Like you said, there's not necessarily like a true superstar.
Right.
But I think the openness just builds the intrigue for this race.
Yeah.
And it's Chicago, you know, it's going to be solid conditions. Going to have a fast time. There's really fast women in the field. And I think even if we don't see a 209, I think it's still going to be a really fun race to watch.
Now, has somebody come out and said, this is what the pace is going to be, this is what I want to run, or is it a bit more?
I didn't hear
up in
anything
the-
yesterday.
Okay.
Because Alemu and Ejgai Taye, and then Marion Guji Cooper were the three women in the press conference, and Alemu and Taye don't speak English, and we're speaking through a translator, and they were just nothing specific. The only kind of specific note, I guess, has to do with the American women, which we'll get to in a second. But for the lead pack up front,
Right.
I haven't heard any specifics about what they'll be chasing, kind of.
Well, and I think something to mention too that's noteworthy is we could be looking at an Ethiopian sweep, right? Like the top 4 up there are just, I think, women that are going to be working together and maybe trying to fight to be the top Ethiopian.
Yeah. And that's not even including Taye,
Exactly.
who's a world bronze medalist in the 10K,
Exactly.
debuting in this one.
Fresh, but Taye's fresh off of Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
That's
Fresh off of 5th place in the 10K in Tokyo.
Yeah, that is quite a season. So you gotta wonder what condition she's coming in.
How
Right.
Sifan Hassan can she be?
Yes,
Right,
right.
right.
That's a great point, Paul. Because if it was Sifan Hassan, you'd be like, yeah, she's fine, still the favorite.
Right.
But nobody really else is kind of like Sifan Hassan. So
Totally.
this is a big debut, and it's exciting. I wouldn't necessarily have her as the favorite just
No.
off of the season. It's such a long year. Tokyo was pretty hard for everybody.
True.
And I would imagine this is going to be a really tough race.
For Taye, though, what I do love about her is she's got that 65-minute half speed. And that's something that I think on a Chicago course like this, you're going to hear this. You're going to hear this all weekend long. It's flat. It's fast. It's like a track on the roads. It's it could bode well for someone of that type of speed. But it would be, I think, a wild card.
I do think. There we go. I do think what's interesting this year is it's not like a record-chasing women's race this year, like it has been the last 3 or so years. So
Right.
I think we're probably going to see a bigger pack up front compared to the last couple of years. Which as a spectator, as a fan, if you're not going to get a record-setting performance, you want to see a big pack up front and just a good race. So, I think that we're looking at probably a new major winner here. Someone's going to get their first major win. It's going to be pretty cool.
That's a good point. And that could, if it's slow and packed up, that could bode well for someone like Taye.
Right.
Who it's like, look, I'm coming out, debut, long season. Let's make it as slow as you guys want. It's better for me. So that could bode well for her if it's not just strung out, hammering from the start, like it probably will be on the men's side.
Yeah,
Right.
and to Mac's point, it's fun to have some women who have run sub 2:15 in here or whatever. But if you only have one of them, if you're not in a situation where you have like the Olympic battle last year between Sifan and Teeks DeSefa, or Sifan versus Ruth Chepengedich here in 2023, that is a race that can get kind of boring if it's just one person blowing the field away. This is, I think nobody in this field has ever won a major. So regardless, we're gonna have a first major winner. And it's just like Mac said, the lead pack is probably going to be pretty significant throughout most of the race, and it's going to be anyone's game probably up until those last couple miles.
Predictions of who we think takes the title. We're going to do that at the end is what I meant to say. Awesome. I think next, let's on brand with that, launch into the elite men. This one, it's a more exciting story, right? We've got a world record on the line here. Career versus Kiplimo. That's been the matchup here. Both of them said they're chasing the world record. I believe they want to go out in 60-30, which is 18. I think they said it was 18 seconds slower than Kelvin Kiptum when he went after it and made the world record. I want to know. We've got career, right? The Chicago experience. We've got the Boston win. And then to me, it's like Kiplimo brings that pure half marathon speed, right? He's a 56 guy. He's got the world record. Who do you think, how do you think that plays out?
Yeah, it's tough because, like you said, Kiplimo, world record holder in the half marathon, 45 seconds faster over that distance than anyone else in world history.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And we saw his debut versus Sebastian Sawe in London earlier this year.
Yeah.
And Sawe won that one pretty comfortably. But I think that one was kind of a matter of, I think it's really interesting because I believe that one was a matter of Sawe made a big decisive move that Kiplimo didn't follow. From John Career, what we've seen is those big decisive moves in Chicago and Boston.
Right.
And so now it's going to be a matter of if Kiplimo with another marathon under his belt here for number 2 if when career we can assume he makes that move, how willing Kiplimo is to follow, which from everything that has been kind of the discussion leading into this one, feels pretty likely.
Yeah, I mean, career has just looked so good these last few marathons. I'm thinking about Boston.
Yeah.
And the way he ran, he broke open the field and how relaxed and comfortable, easy he made it look. You can't overstate how ridiculous Kiplimo's, what is it, 56:40 half marathon time is. Now it genuinely is absurd. Those are times that you start talking about and they don't really make sense.
Yeah.
But we're not running the half, we're running the full, and he doesn't have the pedigree that career does over the full. So yeah, I think that he absolutely will be there through the half, and you could see him pushing the pace through the half.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him. I wouldn't be surprised if Kiplimo takes it. I just don't think careers look so good, so strong.
Right.
And Kiplimo is going to have to be on 100%, bring his A game to try and break him.
Right. It's the strength versus the speed. I feel like that's kind of the tale as old as time. But like looking at the halfway point, okay, say they go through 60-30. Looking at the start list here, who do we think's still there? Who do we think is chasing that? Because like someone like a Connor Mance, right? He's already said, look, I got my time. I'm not going out like that. I know my race plan. He's big. And I think a lot of these pros are big on like, this is my plan. If you're there, great. Who's still with him? Is anyone taking a chance?
I don't know. 60-30 is just, I mean, it's just so fast.
I mean, it's a jog for Kiplimo.
I mean,
He's like, this is 4 minutes slower than what I usually run for a half.
I mean, I could definitely see some guys up there.
Yeah.
Caputo, but I don't know. I mean, it's even crazy to see guys like we haven't even mentioned like guys like Cam Waror at all. This is just how deep the field is and how fast they're talking about running. When you're talking about running world record pace, and that they're having to go through in 60-30, and they still be 18 seconds back than what Kelvin Kiptum ran when he set the record here.
Yeah.
It's just it just shows how the level that the marathon is at. I don't know if these guys, if it's smart to go out at 60-30, right? Because it's kind of really for basically everybody, that's suicide pace.
Sure.
And so do I want to sacrifice my race just to be in the lead pack? I mean, Connor Mance, which is the main storyline, along with the world record, is the Connor Mance, how fast he going to run. And he's a guy who does always get after it. And in 9 out of 10 races, or even more than that, he's up there in the lead pack. He doesn't like to let leaders go. And he's not going to be up there with those guys. And I would assume that the majority of the field is going to be in a similar boat to him.
Yeah, for sure. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like how many of these guys under 204 too? Like that's to me, someone in there is sacrificing a great race if they go out with that, because they could PR, and I think to me it's the difference between PRing and blowing up if you're one of those top guys.
And like you said, this course is fast, and you can kind of get carried away, especially with all the energy, all the hype. If you're feeling good and you're like, look, I'm just going to let it rip. And maybe people do get carried away and go with those lead guys at world record pace and pay for it at the end, and maybe some go for it and hang on strong and have the race of their lives.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow, but it does take some serious. You got to really stick to your strategy if you're guys like Connor Mance, who's like, I want to run this time. And look, one day I hope to be doing in that lead pack for those times, but it might just not be this year.
Absolutely. American women, it's wide open. I feel like we've got people willing to rise up. I think, and think about the press conference. You talk about a time. I know for maybe all the elites, there wasn't like a hard time people were admitting to, but I feel like for a lot of the American women, I've heard 220. I feel like that's almost the benchmark now.
Yeah, so that was, I didn't get a chance to talk to Natasha Rogers yesterday, but I did talk to Dakota Popane, and she said she was, like we saw with Connor and Rory and John Career, she goes, I want to go through half at 220 pace, and then the second half, I want to see how far under 220 I can get.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think the statistic we posted yesterday about that is she would become the 5th American woman to break 220 in her career.
Wow.
And for Dakota, like her PB of 224.40, which you're seeing on the screen right now, you know, that came from Chicago in 2023.
Yeah.
And we've seen the growth from her last year, making the Olympic team. I think she was 11th or 12th in Paris.
Yeah.
But she hasn't necessarily gotten into a super fast race since then. It was like
Right.
Orlando for trials, Paris, New York, and then Boston this spring didn't go super well for her. But
Yeah.
she's, you know, was hyping this up as the best build of her career.
Yeah.
And she said during
Do we trust her?
I trust Dakota. She said during training she ran a PB and a 5K. She ran, I think, 15:13, I think is what she said.
Wow, in training.
Yeah.
That's really
She
impressive.
said she ran a 10K or a 10-mile PB too.
Jeez.
So
All right.
She's just
cooking.
flexing at the press conference.
Do we have
and-
receipts for
yeah,
this?
yeah.
I mean, I've seen when we posted that clip of her yesterday, I saw people like replying on Twitter and in the CITIUS DMs, like her Strava has been really, really impressive this
Yeah.
build. So like it's reflecting how
Yeah.
good this build has been for her. So I have
Yeah.
full faith in Dakota.
I really like that. I like when, because so often, yes, the athletes will say best build of their lives, but they're kind of being a bit coy, right? They don't want
Yeah.
to give too much away.
Yeah.
It's for someone like Dakota, whose PR is 224, to say I want to see how much under 220 I can go.
Yeah.
It's really calling your shot.
She's looking at shaving at least like 5 seconds or 5 minutes off her PB.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of shaving.
It's a
Yeah.
lot. Let's go.
yeah.
Get to shaving,
Get
girl.
to shaving. Which is really cool because
Yeah.
it's just something that you don't see too often.
Right.
And I really like it. So
To me, she's someone that also like. Look, she's a Paris Olympian. That's a soft time. Her PR, like she's ready to pop off. I
Yeah.
think there's got to be that in the back of her mind. Like, look, I'm lining up here. I'm an Olympian, and I'm gonna punch that PR ticket, and I'm gonna beat people. You know, the likes of like Natasha Rogers, who's coming in with the fastest time here.
second fastest, right?
Second
Flanagan,
fastest.
Lindsay
yeah.
Flanagan has also
Lizzie
scratched.
Flanagan dropped, right?
So
Lindsay's doing Valencia now, I think.
Oh, Lindsay's out. Oh, okay.
She's out, so it's Natasha. And I think for someone like her, I mean, she's just a running veteran, right? We've seen her
Yeah.
at the trials previously not have the race that she wanted, and I think she's really got a chip on her shoulder, kind of something to prove. She's popped off in Nagoya with a 2:23. She's, to me, like she's not been on the radar, is what I should say, and I think she's the dark horse a little bit. You know,
She's coming in and she ran a really fast half, right? She ran, was it 68 recently? It seems like Natasha's coming in
68.42 in
68.42.
Copenhagen. September 14th.
So it's like coming in with a bit of momentum, which
Right.
always bodes well
Right.
for your race mindset.
totally.
So I do think the top American, I think the two favorites would be Popane and Natasha Rogers.
Yeah.
But again, this is kind of a big opportunity for these women to really take a big step forward and really make a name for themselves as one of like the big American marathon stars.
Well, I think someone that's going to sneak in there, which I know we got the Dakota Popane, like that's the name. But guys, Gabby Rooker is also coming in with a faster time. She's run the last 2 Chicagos, I believe, and like so consistent. It just like she's experienced here. And so I think that puts her on the map. We haven't heard much from her. And I think she's the kind of person that's going to like come in with that race experience and latch on to a Dakota and see what, you know, she kind of has in the last bit. Other people we've got, McKenna Myler. She's coming off an impressive New Haven 20K. She turned heads at the 2024 Olympics, or trials, excuse me, and that was like months after giving birth. Kind of her in like a more personal setting. She's said she's gotten over long COVID, and she's just hasn't even raced since the trials. She's someone I'm super excited about.
Super long COVID.
Super long COVID.
She's still in the first strain.
Yeah, it's extra long COVID.
Yeah.
No, it's bad. To me, she's like the dog on the leash that's like ready to get out. Hasn't raced since the trials. I mean, I feel like we've seen that a lot with some athletes here. It's just like people ready to get out. You know, she's made the transition. She was with Ryan Hall. Now she moved to Utah. It's like you go to Utah, I feel like you start popping off. People are loving the training.
Is she with the
She's with
Ed
Ed.
Eyestone?
Yeah,
She's with
so
that Eyestone.
That group has.
that says a lot right there.
That group has.
That's the group.
That's the group.
In the men's race, it's Connor. Then there's 3 freshly graduated BYU guys that are debuting.
Yeah.
And then they have McKenna, Emily Venters, Aubrey Frenthaway.
Yeah.
Ed's on the broadcast.
With Clayton.
Kira and Clayton are both on the broadcast.
Like,
Should we go to Utah?
Their entire
go get
team
fit
is
in
here.
Utah?
If we don't go, they'll push us right out because they'll take over. Look, Crystal will replace us real quick with a couple freshly graduated BYU athletes if we don't get our shit together.
We gotta get together.
But this is like what Ed Eyestone has really built. In Utah with his marathon group. Obviously, they crushed it on the track.
Yeah.
But man, like when you've got athletes like Connor, like Clayton, like Kira, people just want to be around that.
Right.
There's clearly something working there, and they go, look, I want to see what they're doing differently compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
And we've said it before. Success is the best recruiting tool that anybody can have, and what they've got is something great. And if Connor runs well, it's gonna draw even more people over there.
For sure.
Yeah. For one last note on Ed. So yesterday at the press conference, I kind of forgot that Ed was on the broadcast, and so I look over, and the interview set up after the press conference is funny because they're all sitting at tables, so we have to kneel to interview them.
Oh,
it's like, hello,
it's
Connor, please let me talk to you.
Yeah.
But I look over.
On bended knee.
I look over, and Ed Eyestone is leaning over and talking through a translator with a couple of the Ethiopian athletes, and I'm like, is he just getting intel for Connor? What is he doing? And then I'm like, oh wait, he's broadcasting. That's right. He was doing good, thorough research.
I love that. One shout out I want to give to is who was just recently on the Getting Chicked podcast, Aubrey Frenthaway Nielsen. She, as we were talking about before, this is her second Chicago. She ran 2:35 last year, and talking with her on the pod, I mean, if you listen to it, you'll hear she didn't have proper nutrition. She ran at Grandma's 227 with some proper nutrition, put that on a Chicago fast course. I am so excited to see what she's going to do here tomorrow. She's, as we know, a BYU standout, 4-time All-American. She has said that McKenna Myler's been a big sister to her, I think, on that with the Ed Eyestone group. And I think that just is, again, in a testament to what's going to happen when you get with the right people in a supportive group. To me, she's someone that, just to look out for. She track her.
Yeah. We've got to get, if we're going to be near one of the Morton stations, we need to get some gels to just throw at
her
Aubrey and be like, you need to take these this time.
Yeah, I would imagine
30,000 of them here.
Nothing
We can
somebody
get
likes
her
more
some.
than getting pelted with a gel in the middle of a marathon.
Right.
Yeah.
We're helping you.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't listened yet, on the pod, she said in Chicago last year she had one gel at halfway, and that was it.
Okay, there's under fueling, and then there's having one gel.
And then there's having one gel.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Amazing.
So why did she have one gel?
It was, as someone may know, as an experienced marathoner, they're not exactly tasteful. They're not,
you're not doing it for the Michelin star experience. It's not a taste thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Does Pequods make some gels?
She's like,
God.
This isn't hitting my palate like I wanted. I will do no more of these.
No, as a runner, I mean, you're accustomed to doing things you don't want to do, I would think. You don't want to get up at 5 a.m. and, you know, you make sacrifices. So I'm thinking, it's her first marathon. She's so young. She's adorable. She's the cutest. I think in a way that's like part of her story. Like, I think she's just going to come out here and get 2 gels in her. This girl's got a couple minutes
Double
left.
the amount of gels. You never know
Double
what's
the
possible.
amount of gels.
No, it's something that fueling is like a whole different aspect of marathon training.
Huge.
And it's like it can be tough, especially people who come from the track and they're like, oh, like learning how to fuel mid-run, at the pace, at race pace, getting just the volume of liquids and food down is really tough. And it's something that's hard on the stomach. It's hard you have to really train properly and do it. So I can imagine if you haven't really trained with the fueling aspect, coming out and putting down gels every couple miles is something that is tough to do. And
it's something like, it's kind of like dehydration. Once you're in debt, you can't dig yourself out. It's kind of one of those things like it's a sunk cost. It's gone. You got to finish your way. But moving on to like the most exciting, talked about person, it's got to be Conor Mantz. I mean, he was very vocal. I mean, he foregone, whatever the word is, the world championships basically, to come out here and chase this American record. And for those of you who don't know, he did run Boston. Also, sorry, there's a ton of flies going on. It is a pizza shop. We got some flies. It's authentic. He came off Boston where
feels like camping.
It's a pizza place. Like, does that mean flies?
Of course it has flies.
Is this up to code? No, it is. He
just a swarm of flies around your head. You guys picking up on this?
I do have a Chicago question.
Okay.
I've noticed there's lots of like bees that just fly around.
Oh, it's bee season, baby. That's
a thing.
It's bee season. There'll be bee traps outside. Don't worry, guys. We'll have that on the patio. That's like a classic. It's bee season here for sure. For sure.
That really took me off guard yesterday.
Have you ever been stung?
Not here. I have in my life.
Okay, yeah.
I just mean like I would want you to have a reaction if I would watch out.
You ever been stung by a bee in Chicago though? During bee season? Oh my God! On the top of this big building, you'll love it.
You better watch out.
But yeah, it's fly heavy in here to say the least. But yeah, Conor Mantz, this storyline. It is.
Yeah.
It's
Look
funny
at that guy.
This is getting a lot more hype than the world record hype.
It really is. But can I say too, for people who don't know, okay, I'm gonna admit, I saw obviously he ran in Boston. I was in that race. You know, maybe was it me? No, but he did run 2:05.08, which you might say, oh, that's faster than this American record that I'm seeing, and that's not an eligible course. So that's just something of note. But I think the point is he's done it. On a course that has arguably it does have more elevation, but it's like the terrain, it's harder. You've got more elements. To me, Conor Mantz, it's like he's done it. Like what else, I don't know if you could get a more confidence boost than that. Someone like him.
Yeah, this is going to be, he has run the time before. Yes, it's on Boston net downhill, so it doesn't count as the official American record, but he's run this pace before, and he's getting so much hype because just the momentum train he's got behind him is full speed ahead. It's every time he gets out there, he surpasses people's expectations. Right? He's got the American record in the half.
Right.
So it's just he keeps upping his game every time he goes out there, and he's very consistent. He doesn't have a lot of off days. Right. And he's just somebody who always sticks his nose in it, right? He when he calls his shot, he gets after it. And he's been talking about the American record. So if you don't see the American record, it's not because he won't be getting after. It's not like, oh, he's never was on it from the jump. He'll be on it. I hope that there's a bit of a, and I do think there will be a pack of other international, of the East Africans that he can work off of, and because he's not going to get any help from. There'll be no other Americans.
I think
who
he
maybe
does
we'll
have
see Rory Linkletter as North American.
He does have a
compatriot.
designated pacer with him, I believe.
He
Titus.
does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Titus.
yeah, Connor has a pacer for
He's going to be his pacer.
whatever he wants to run, which he still hasn't explicitly said yet.
Yeah, I'm
He's
like
still being very
Rory
hush-hush
Rory might be
about-
up there from the Rory's hailing from the 51st American state.
Exactly.
So he might be there, but
Yeah.
that's good to hear. He's got his own pacer.
Yeah.
But yeah, this American field. It's pretty stacked. I'm even looking just besides Connor Mance because it's the whole. A lot of the coverage so far has been on him. Tomorrow will be on him. But I'm looking at the names that were running down the list.
Yeah.
Galen Rupp, an American running legend.
First race since trials.
First race since the trials. He's
Yeah.
been so banged up. So many big injuries he's battled through. This will be a real tell of where he's at.
Yeah. I was going to say, I watched him at the press conference. What I really liked about Galen Rupp was he had like an insanely positive attitude.
Yeah.
I feel like as someone who hasn't raced since the trials, I mean, he went ahead and said like, I've got my sights set on 2028. Like I'm ready. This is a stepping stone, which I mean, I know that's down the road, but to me, it's telling me like he's not over. I think he's 39. He's not counting himself out. And especially with all those injuries you just mentioned, what do you guys think a successful day for him looks like?
Well, it was
Great question. Yeah.
It was actually, I really liked that interview with Galen because he was just very open about the fact, like, he acknowledges he's not the Galen that, like, we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the Olympic bronze medalist in 2016 anymore. Like, he still thinks he can get back there, but he's aware of where he is right now. He did say, like, him and Mike Smith, they have goals. He didn't say what any of them were, but like they do have they're there.
Yeah, he goes, oh, I have goals. Oh, they're there. Yeah, he's like, care to name a few? I don't. No. But I have them.
Yeah, so they do have like an idea of what a good race tomorrow would be.
They have a concept of a plan.
I've got concepts.
I've got concepts.
He's a little more than a year removed from a hip surgery.
Yeah.
He's feeling good. Even like he's aware that it's he's not going to be part of that American record chase with Connor anymore. Like, he's not in that kind of shape.
He's not. He's just not.
But
at
he's
that level
ready
right
for
now.
a solid day, definitely.
I think it's solid. It's tough to say what a solid day for Galen would look like because he hasn't told us his goals. But I mean, like I even think like a 209.
Yeah.
209 would be a great day. I
Yeah.
mean, this is he's set on racing through 2028.
Yes.
So I imagine it's building from here,
Yeah.
staying healthy, getting some positive momentum going. I think anything under 210 would be a pretty good day.
I think it's finishing under 210 or around 210 and be healthy.
Yeah.
Just finish healthy so that he can build off of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
something
my
to build
question,
off.
Do you think his ego can go out that slow?
I think, yeah. I mean, this isn't the Galen from 2016,
Yeah.
right? This is.
Yeah.
This
He literally
isn't-
said I had to learn how to run.
Yeah,
You have to relearn that.
When you're somebody who's like Galen, where it's like every single time you line up, you're going for wins. You
Yeah.
want to be the guy. You're known as the guy. It does take a hard reset, some recalibrating your mental state to go into these races and be like, this is the goal. I'm not where I was years ago, but I'm not the same person I was years ago. And you just learn and you grow.
Right.
I don't see it. His ego, the knocks have already come, right? Like it's not like anybody's expecting him to go out and be pushing Connor Mance or being these top Americans. Even like the rest of the field, right? Like Matt Rickman.
He's not racing.
He's not racing. I was like, okay.
Oh, I was looking forward to
That's
that.
why I was like, where the fuck? We haven't been talking about him. But this is
Yeah.
another guy. It's like,
Doesn't he, like-
that race came out of nowhere for
he
a
doesn't
lot of
do
us.
workouts. Isn't that the
No,
thing?
he like just. I remember because he
Doesn't work for
ran
me.
that in
Yeah,
LA
that's a fun
last
way
winter.
to do it. I'm like, what do you like? You said, I go, well, what do you mean? But I don't think looking at this field,
Yeah.
CJ Albertson,
Right.
I would imagine is one of the. It'll probably in my mind go Connor, CJ.
Yeah.
Actually, I like Casey Klinger for.
I think
a
I
debut.
overheard. I think
Yeah.
I
You could
overheard
see him
CJ
doing pretty
say
well.
yesterday. A good day for him would just be getting under 210.
Okay.
Because he had a really tough day in Tokyo. He even joked he's like, yeah, I mostly jogged Tokyo. I ran a little bit of it. I think he finished somewhere in the 40s at Worlds.
That's
Okay.
true, and I forget because Tokyo is. I mean, I'm still getting over Tokyo. We
only had 2 group runs.
Yeah, I'm like, my legs aren't quite back under me from Tokyo, so I can't really put myself in CJ's place. But he's just he's a guy who's used to these short turnarounds, and so usually that doesn't work for most people, but for him it does seem to be fine with.
Yeah.
And he's somebody who is again pretty consistently with how he runs. So I do think he's probably. I'd be shocked to see him out too far outside of maybe top 3 Americans. Excited to see Casey Klinger talk about more about this. The Utah contingent. Yeah. I was gonna throw a contingent, and I go, well, that's not right. But yeah, just this Ed Eyestone group is taking over. And Casey Klinger's run really well on since he's finally graduated and made his way to the roads.
Yeah.
He's done really well.
I think it was it US 25K champs or something like that
The
he
20K
won.
champs at New Hampshire.
I think Connor won 20. I think
Yeah.
Casey might have won the 25K or
Okay.
something like
And then
that.
someone else won the 27K.
Dang
Yeah.
it. All right. Jeez, they won't stop.
But he's really he's run really well at these longer distances, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him do very well.
For sure.
But no, I'm excited to see this American field. Obviously Connor, but the guys besides him. There's just a lot of. I mean, I'm looking at these names.
I was going to say, shout out to local talents. We've got Colin Mickow, who's, he's gone to Worlds. He's a local talent, but he's a world-class guy. Kevin Salvano, he's a Notre Dame grad. Shout out, Kevin. I think he's still running. There's been no scratches, but he is also a fast guy. I think 211 is I think it's from Chicago, but they're just local talents, right? They know the streets. I don't necessarily think they need to be at altitude to have a little bit more, they have a competitive advantage just being here, knowing the course, having people out there.
The blue line negates all of that, though. It's too easy.
The other people don't know about that blue line.
They don't have that advantage.
Someone not on here, Matthew Centrowitz. To me, he's got the Galen lore, right? Because he's older, but it's the opposite where he's a track guy. He did run Chicago last year. He paced the elite women. To my understanding, he made it look pretty easy. He's chatting it up.
Yeah.
I wonder, what does a good day look like for him out here?
Well, what's his plan? Isn't he pacing again? Or
he's entered in the elite field.
He's in the elite field.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I've heard I feel like I've seen things that say he's still not really sending it.
Okay.
So I don't really know.
So he's not pacing.
He lives here now. I've seen him at the track. I mean, he looks like he's fit.
Well, look, the guy's an Olympic gold medalist,
Yeah.
and is known for having picture perfect running form. So
That's how I spotted him.
Even when he's fading in these races, his form never breaks down. I ran behind him for many miles and was locked in on him, so I know what it's like. So he's a good looking runner. What's his plan out there, and what would be a good day for him? I mean, man, anything close. If Paul says he's not really even, if he's not even at full send, I don't know, 220?
Or how about an Olympic trial standard?
What's the trial standard?
216.
216 would be. That's a tough day.
It's a tough day.
That's a tough. You get in 216. Now we're Centro over Galen. Shit. Well, look, I think other people were talking about this, where they were saying, look, because Galen is sending it, And there could be, like, Galen could run 209, 208, or he could go for it and really fade.
Yeah.
And if he really fades and Centro smells blood in the water, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
That's a fun little side bet on DraftKings or FanDuel if they want to take, if the prop bets are live. But yeah, so I don't really know what the.
Yeah.
Does Centro have concepts of plans and maybe goals even? Who knows?
These are the questions.
But it will be fun to watch him regardless.
Yeah.
We'll chuck him a gel at the halfway point when he passes it.
We'll be out there.
I'll throw up a slice of pepperoni pizza as hard as I can at his head.
Will,
see if he can catch it.
Centro beat the women's winner?
Oh. What an interesting question.
Great question.
That can lead us into predictions too.
That is a great question, Paul.
Yeah.
I think that's DraftKings is furiously typing up that bet. I think that's a great line.
Yeah.
My God, I think.
Well, the fastest
I think
time in the
he
field
will.
is 2:16, right?
I don't think he will.
You don't think so?
I don't think he will. No.
Well, I don't think Matthew would like try to outkick. Like Matthew isn't the person to race the elite women. Like he's going to run his own race. He's not going to be one of those people that's like JV kicking past
God,
women.
no. If that case even came up, he would slow down purposefully to not be in that situation.
This is an insanely good question because they start at the same time. I feel like this is a world major. You don't always see that, but the men and women start at the exact same time. I mean, theoretically, he could latch on to one of the women.
He's got, yeah. I'm like, we're talking a bit about like, hopefully Connor Mance isn't in no man's land.
Yeah.
Centro is like, I'm just with the lead women.
Centro and Magirtu Alemu are going to be best friends tomorrow.
To end
He
though,
just won't stop talking to her.
Will Centro beat the top American woman?
Again, this is a really good question. I think he will beat the top American woman.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because I think he's probably around 218.
Okay.
I think that's a good. I like that.
healthy
I
bet.
like that number.
It's a good bet.
218. I think is the over under. I'm going to go on Centro. I think 218 is going to be a hard time
For sure.
Man, or I think that's probably my over under, and I don't know if any of the American women. I'm like, I don't know if any of the American women can match Centro's 218 potential.
Oh man, I think this kind of leads us right into predictions, right? We're kind of already on that track. What do we want to start with here? We've got, I think, four predictions that we've solidified on. Yeah.
Okay, men's overall.
Men's overall winner.
I think I had said I said John Courier. I think he's my guy.
Right.
I like him for the overall win. No shocker there, really.
No shocker there. I'm hesitant. I hate going right after. We have like the same picks.
We have similar picks. I'm glad I'm able to go first.
Perfect. I sound like I'm copying him now.
Yeah.
I also went John Courier because of his experience. I do think obviously on the flat fast course, like that speed from Kiplimo can make an appearance and emerge. But as someone who has absolutely died in a marathon so many times and never resurrected, you gotta have that experience. And coming off of a Boston win, and I know they said he didn't look that great at the end of Boston, particularly he was kind of fading back. He held on. He's got the strength. I'm going Courier.
I'm leaning Kiplimo. I'm just trusting the he's one of the most talented runners we've ever seen on the track.
Yeah.
He's obviously the most talented half marathoner we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I think he's learned some lessons from London. I think he's going to be willing to match whatever Courier has to do. Okay. And then, like you said, this is a course that with how flat it is, how fast it is, could lean into his strength. I'm pretty sure Kiplimo's also has really strong cross-country accolades, so Mount Roosevelt shouldn't be a problem for him coming to the finish. So I'm leaning Kiplimo on this.
Yeah. Okay.
And give me John Courier. He's just been on one over the last 18 months. I I think that his experience here is going to play out, and I'm excited to see these guys take each other like into some deep water at halfway. I think it's going to like John Career is going to start turning the screws after halfway, and that's going to be pretty fun to watch.
The lone wolf.
If they go like that, depending on how fast that first, if they really are on 60 30 pace through the half, people are going to be hurting. And they're going to be, I mean, they're just going to be hurting deep, and the whole field's going to be hurting at that point. So yeah, the overall win, this storyline we don't get this, right? Like for these major marathons, obviously the fields are always good, they're always stacked, but there's so many different storylines going on tomorrow that just make the race so much more exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, this is like two guys that could, like, they very well could go 201 low, under 201, but like when Kiptoom ran the world record, 2 flat 35, he was way ahead of everyone. John Career, I think, finished third in that race. Like, we never got to see Kipchoge versus Kiptoom. So this is like one of the first times we could see, with the weather cooperating on this type of course, like, we could see two of the absolute fastest performances in history tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Do you think a world record goes down?
Yeah. Ooh.
Because it's going to be obviously a negative split. And is that possible? Is it possible to go out in 60-30 and close it home?
Yeah, it's possible we see the world record.
Right.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think they'll get it tomorrow. I think I'd love to be wrong. I'd absolutely love to see them get that record. I think it's just such a tough time, and I think they might be just outside of it, but I mean, you never know.
And even if they go sub 201, 2 flat 35 is a long way.
It's a long
from
way
201.
under. It's not just exactly. Like they can run 2 flat 50. Is
still 15
seconds off, and it's such an unbelievable time.
It'll be almost a second per mile off.
And it's, I don't know what the weather conditions were like when Kiptum ran his record, but if
good, they were good.
They were so it was the dew point was lower.
At dew point, I'd have to check. Yeah, probably.
I think when you are going for a record this impressive, a lot of the times the stars do need to be perfectly aligned as far as all the conditions go.
Yeah,
and everything like that. So I don't necessarily think that. If I were to bet on it, I would say the record doesn't go down tomorrow.
Yeah. I think it's a good stepping stone for these guys. Like, I think this sets them up and tees them up to do it
somewhere down the line.
Somewhere down the line, exactly.
Yeah.
Women's marathon overall winner. We talked about it. I think that we're probably all debating between like 2 to 3, similar to the men's, where there's like some standouts.
This was I wanted to switch it up a bit.
Okay.
Because Alemu is the on paper the heavy favorite with the likes of Chepngetich out of it. But I had Howie Fesa.
Yeah.
Now why did I have that? You're asking.
I was gonna ask.
Look, I think that there's a big opening for somebody to come in. Oftentimes, let's say in times of conflict and war, when people are confused and there seems to be no leadership at the top, that's when somebody steps in and takes control, takes power. I think somebody like Howie might be the person for that. So I think just because, and look, she's still got an incredibly fast time. She's still one of the fastest out there. So it's not like I'm like some insane. Yeah, it's not. I'm over here talking like it's a crazy dark horse. It's not that.
No.
As far as horses go, it's not
the second
that
fastest woman in the field.
Yeah.
No, it is her Chicago debut. So
it is
it could be like that.
But she'll follow the blue line.
She'll follow. We'll yell at her too.
So that's my pick.
Okay. I didn't go Howie. I went Magurtu Alemu. the standout. I mean, to me, contrary to what I exactly said about the endurance versus like the speed with the men, there's something that I'm just feeling contrary to my exact opinion. She's the fastest in the field. I just think like she's got that edge. You know, she's a 2:16.49 runner. She's been to Chicago. She's been third place. Came off a fast. Her PB's from London. I just think the experience. I think the last 10K. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Howie's there, but I think that last 10K. She shows the field that she's run this course before, and this is why.
Yeah. I think Taye, especially with like the points max, like for Taye's debut, I think it's good that she's not getting thrown into a race where like you need to go 2:11 to win or whatever.
Yeah.
Like 2:16 or 2:17, whatever they end up running, is still obviously really fast, but it's not like absolutely just insane. So Taye is definitely going to be one to watch. That being said, I'm also going with Alemu. Like she has the fastest time in the field with that 2:16.34 PB, but looking at just her resume the last couple years, she was a DNF in Paris, but that's really the only kind of like challenging course she's run. So it's not, and that's not something we really have to worry about here in Chicago. Last year, she ran her PB, 2:16.34, was fourth in London, and then 2:16 again later in 2024 to win Valencia. 2023, 2:18.37 for second in London, 2:17.09 third here in Chicago in that race where Ruth Chepngetich and Stefan Hassan were battling at the front.
Well, how did she place? Was she?
She was third.
She was third. Okay.
So
behind. Okay.
Those two women aren't here this year.
Yeah.
2022, 2:18 win in Seville, 2:18 third in London. So she hasn't really, on these kind of quicker courses, she hasn't had a bad day in 3 years.
Yeah.
And so especially without like a real world beater up front, I really like her chances tomorrow.
Yeah. And I guess for me, because there is no one that's just head and shoulders above anybody else here, I'm going, I think, fairly deep here with Badatu Herpa.
Wow.
She just won the Dubai Marathon in 2:18. So not a traditionally fast, it's not the fastest course out there. So I think the win shows a lot that like she's ready to compete at the front of the field. And because there isn't like a world beater out here, I think she's going to be in the mix. And I like that she's coming off a win and now she's in a fast course. So yeah, her personal best is 2 minutes behind, you know, the leaders here. But I think that I don't think that that's enough of a gap to, you know, for her to be afraid of and separate herself. I think she's going to be in it.
Totally. It is something to be said, I feel like sometimes in the marathon about someone like their best historical performance and then like someone who has a most recent PB and like what that momentum can bring.
For sure.
I feel like that is where we see surprises. We see someone who just has had good momentum like her, just coming off like a fast PR and they just garner, I feel like that, that momentum.
And especially on that note, as like a plus for Herpa, Alemu hasn't raced at all in 2025.
Yeah.
So she hasn't raced since she ran 2:16 for the win in Valencia last year. So it's a really big question mark, I guess, kind of where she's at, especially because, you know, it's kind of more difficult to like get answers from her in the press conference setting than like a Dakota Popane or someone.
Yeah.
But if she's firing, which she has been the last 3 years, like it's going to be tough for anyone to hang with her tomorrow.
Right. Okay, American women.
I've got Natasha Rogers. For all the reasons that we talked about earlier in the show, a lot of momentum, has been looking really strong recently, so I think she's my pick for the top American.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise, Natasha Rogers. I really love her mostly because she follows me on Instagram. She comments on, she's got a good sense of humor. She's going to win. This is her third appearance at Chicago. She's a veteran. This is like long overdue. You know, she's under the radar a bit. She popped off in Japan just in March. And listening to her she was on a most recent podcast, there's just like a confidence about her. I think she's like new to the talks of being like the top in this type of world major field. I think that feels well for someone like her who's been like on that cusp bubbling up. And so I've got her being the top American.
maybe it is just because I didn't get to talk to Natasha yesterday, but
Does she follow you or no?
she does not, unfortunately. But I'm drinking the Dakota Propane Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I'm trusting in her incredible workouts she's been putting up. And like, you know, she's got a lot of experience. She's a little more seasoned at this distance than Natasha is. And, you know, she's been on this course before, her PBs from this course, and she's grown a ton in the 2 years since she was here last. And so I'm really liking what I think Dakota's going to be able to pull off tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm backing Paul here. I like Dakota's chances here. Top U.S. woman. Her build, I trust her. This is her best build of her life. I trust her. And yeah, she's got more marathons under her belt than any other American in this field. And yeah, she's I think riding a good wave right now. I know Boston didn't go that well for her last year, but she hits more times than not. Like, rarely do you see her fading, and she's someone that is pretty fearless when it comes to the first half of a marathon. So, yeah, I love Dakota's chances here of having a really good race.
Happy Camper's rocking out right now.
Bro, what time? It's not even. It's 11:30.
I'm like, they're partying over here.
They're ready.
Not just the flies. The people are in here
Popping.
letting it hang out. You love to hear. I don't know if they're picking up on the music on the mics. But it's a club. It's a club atmosphere in here.
This
It's fun.
is the spot.
11:30 in the morning.
It's a lot of like run clubs will end here and do fun stuff. I think this is a great spot. I mean, if you're not here tomorrow, you're not anywhere.
And
You're
just
nobody.
wait,
You're here or you're nobody.
just wait until tomorrow, and we've got Dakota Propane leading the pack of the top Americans coming through at sub 220 pace. It's going to be
electric.
great.
It's going to be big. I don't think we need to predict who we think the top American man is going to be. I think what we're going to predict
Casey
is
Klinger.
Casey Klinger.
I think what we're going to do is predict the time, right? That's kind of the more. I think that's the big question here.
Yeah, I think I said 2:04:47. I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get the record.
And the record
by
is
some change. It's a little bit of a refresher. 2:05:38 is the record.
Yeah.
And the Canadian one
2 seconds faster.
36.
and,
Okay.
and the North American
That was a quiz.
record is is 2
You think
seconds
he kind
faster.
of
Yeah.
smashes it.
I think he's gonna go out there and really put on a
Yeah.
great performance. I think he gets it. I think he gets it by some change. Yeah.
And I think it's also worth noting with this is Ryan Hall's fastest ever on Boston is 2:04:58.
I think it's faster. Is it
Is that right?
2:04:58? I think it might be. Yeah, it could be faster. I know it's 2:04.
I think that's because that was also on Boston, so it's not the official record, but
Yeah.
But
that's
it's
the
like the
fastest
fastest American.
marathon ever run by an
Yeah.
American.
So he's smashing that as
that's
well.
also Connor getting under
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
By that prediction.
By that prediction.
An
American best.
And that's what
Yeah.
it should count. It should always just be the American best.
Yeah.
Sounds very American.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an Emily Sisson situation. Like when she broke Kira D'Amato's American record, I think she smashed it too. Like it was like 40 seconds and change. I went 2:04:55. So I think he gets there. I think that's. I don't think he's planning to run 2:05:36. Do you know what I mean? Like I think this is what he's going for.
Well, then he doesn't. He just ties the North American record,
then
so
what
he's
does that
definitely not planning
Yeah.
for 2:05:36.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went 2:04:39, which I should have given him the extra second just so he gets the record by a full minute. But I like the way he's just built his season. Like every race has been so good. With the back-to-back American records in the half in Houston and New York, great day in Boston, and then all the like smaller, like shorter races he's been doing, like Boulder, Beach to Beacon, US 20K champs. Like it's just been hit after hit after hit for him. And I just, it's like we've talked about. He ran faster than the American record on a tougher course in Boston. This course, he's run well here before, but it's kind of the same situation as Dakota, where like he ran here in 2023, didn't run here last year because he ran the Olympics and then New York. And I think he's ready to absolutely smash that PB and in the course get the, I'm going to say area record. I think he's beating Rory too. So
do you think they work together at all?
They were saying, I mean, Rory said they're basically going for the exact same time. You know, 2 BYU grads. I think they were together. They were on that team for 2 years together, I think.
Have known each other since like freshman year.
Yeah. Well, Connor said he's been, the first time he raced Rory, he was 14. So they've known each other for basically longer than they haven't. And I think they're going to be working together probably for at least the first, like 20 miles or something. And then one of them's going to try and make a move to break the other one. But it's going to be really, really fun to see regardless.
Yeah.
I love how close we all are on these. Like, I mean, we all want it to happen. We want to see it go down. It's really exciting. Connor has had a great build. I don't think we've seen any, let me knock on wood here, any injuries going into this one like he typically does. Like, he usually has some sort of niggle.
He did say he's been completely healthy coming into this one.
I love how Connor just gets after these races. When we were in Houston, all the Americans, and it wasn't just Joe, it was all of the Americans were talking about, oh, we're going to go with the pace no matter what. We're going to go with the pace no matter what. Like, we're all going to send it. He was the only American to actually go. Like, he's the only one that kind of really stacks up and does it a lot of the time. And it's so commendable. And I, as a fan, I just absolutely love watching him run because he just sends it every single time. Really rooting for him. And yeah, I'm right with you guys. Of course, my button's not working here, but where are we? There we are. Yeah, 2:04:57. I think this week's going to be right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he gets under 2:05, and it's going to. I really hope it stays cool enough for him, and that he just hangs together over the last few miles. It's going to be fun.
Is Rory does he train with them?
No, Rory's in Flagstaff.
Okay.
But yeah,
we're all pretty confident sub 205.
Yeah.
I think one more thing to kind of note about Connor is, like, you know, we've seen him be willing to, like, stick his nose into the lead pack sometimes, but he's very aware, like, in this race, the goal of Kip Limo in career is not what he's going for. Yeah. He did say there is, like, he has a target time through half. If the lead pack is within 1 second per mile of his target time, he'll stick with them. But if it's anything other than that, he's just going to let them go. So, like, it probably is a weird, like, mentality for him coming into this one of, like, knowing, like, I feel like this is the first race in a while where he's not necessarily racing to win.
Yeah.
But he's just directly chasing a time. I guess maybe that was the case in, like, one of the halves where it was very clearly an American record attempt and he just kind of ended up winning. Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of just a different mentality, but it seems like it's one that Connor's, like, very conscious of, and he's not letting anything, like, he's not going to let the temptation of, like, ooh, maybe I could get a little bit more prize money if I finish, like, 5th instead of if I run just, like, a more steady race.
Well, as you say that, though, historically, if he is going to run 2:04 or even 2:05 flat, it's around 3rd or 4th place over the last, like, 3 or 4 years, like 2:05 or 2:04, whatever. Like, it's around 3rd place in this race. So he is going to have to be up there, and that might be challenging because those top 2 places might be out in front, and there might be a little bit of no man's land if everyone isn't having their best day. Like, you know, if we're just guessing that if Connor ends up running the American record, there's a chance that there aren't actually that many people around him because not everyone is going to have their best day. So just keep that in mind. If he is going to run that fast, he's going to have to finish in the top 5.
Either way, he's going to be the top American man to watch. I was going to say, I feel like that kind of wraps up our predictions. I think that does it.
Come join us tomorrow. So let's see, the gun time for the elites go off at
7:30.
7:30.
8:30 Eastern.
Wheelchair is, like, I think 7:20. And some of the so that goes first, and then men and women off at the same time, 7:30.
7:30. We'll be here. Happy Camper, Old Town Chicago.
Yeah.
Come on down. We're gonna be out. We're gonna be out front, partying it up bright and early.
We're gonna be back live at 7:15 tomorrow. Yeah.
Tune in. We may. The gun goes off, but we're going to have a watch along. So for anyone not even in Chicago, If you've got it pulled up, on your TV, you're watching it. Have us streaming. Put us on your phone, iPad, whatever.
We're
going to be
fun.
watching along with you and
We'll have
commentating.
fun.
Yeah. Shout out to Hoka. Shout out to Olipop. Shout out to all the sponsors.
Eric will have beer and pizza.
Yeah.
And this will be the local news station does the race broadcast. We deal with this every single year. It's not ESPN. It's not like big time NBC Peacock. So it's our local news station doing it. So it's not. I'm not going to say it's not the best, but they're doing what they can out there. So a lot of times they won't have a second camera on like the chase pack. So that's where we come into play. We're going to have all the splits on the screen, and we're going to have information coming in from people out on the streets to try and give you guys the most up-to-date information possible, because the main broadcast may not have it.
Yeah.
We're going to have it all. Beer, pizza, good vibes, good times. Come on by. And if you're spectating out on the course, make sure to end at least here, because we're going to, again, if you bring someone who, finished the marathon, 100.
Top 30 finishers.
Top 30 get a mug.
Get a cool mug.
Top 100 get this t-shirt.
We write your time on it. It's fun.
Guys, it's good. Do you know it's going to be us? We write their time. So buckle up, everybody. We got to work on that penmanship.
There was a bit of a misunderstanding when we were talking about this on the Zoom call last week, because I thought we were just signing them, just like putting our name on them.
Yeah.
But
Paul's like, who
we're
do I make
actually
this
just
out
writing
to?
your time.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So it's gonna be a blast.
It's gonna be a blast.
Come 7:15ish. We'll be live.
We'll be here. We'll be live.
Yeah.
The CITIUS Pizzeria. And thank you guys so much for tuning in now. And we're going to catch you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.